Hello Superuser, so today we're going to take a look at my setup. Now today is a slight departure from the normal format, but I think you'll find it interesting just the same. Many of you have lately been asking about what my workflow is, and to help give you an idea, I decided it would be a good idea to show you what my setup is, and to give you a lot of the thought process behind what I do, because it's surprisingly minimalist and functional. Especially where in these videos it may sound like I have a highly complicated setup. My entire goal with setting up Finale is to make things as simple and as easy to do as possible. And that's one of the reasons why this is my main computer that I do pretty much everything on. It is a 2015 MacBook Pro. And quick apologies for the video quality. I'm not terribly good at shooting indoor video with a phone. Now I use a laptop instead of a desktop because that way I could take it anywhere and I have my entire workstation with me. There's no compromises. I don't have to learn a second setup. I can literally just take my computer wherever I go and it works. And now of course there are more stuff on my desk than just my computer. Like for instance, there's my iPad. I sometimes use the iPad for proofreading, engraved music. Oftentimes, like if for some reason I quickly need a piano, I will pull that out for a piano. And to be honest, I don't usually use pianos all that often because I typically have a fairly good ear, so I can usually hear what I want to write without actually playing it on a piano. However, the main thing by far I use it for is as a whiteboard. There's a program on there called Sketches, so I can just draw things and basically brainstorm and map ideas through that. Now on the other side of my desk, you can see an external drive and a couple pens. The drive is for backups. So I back up my computer once per week on it. That way I know I'm at most 1 week behind if for some reason my computer gets destroyed. I also have 2 cloud backup services that automatically back up my files. And again, that's just for redundancy because it's a terrible thing if you're in the middle of a project and all of a sudden all your files get deleted. And so that's why I back up everything. I also have a pen in case I need to write anything down in pen. And there is a red pen in case I need to edit something by hand. Now one thing you'll notice is that almost everything on my desk is black, and my desk itself is black. The main reason behind that is that way everything on my desk looks hidden except for what I want to focus on. It's all there in arm's reach in case I need it, but it's still hidden and out of the way visually. Just fewer distractions makes it a lot easier to focus on work. Then we get to the headphones, which I check all the sound in. And these are some Bose noise cancelling headphones. I forgot the exact model number, and the headphones don't say, but you could probably find them on their website. And so that's basically everything that's on my desk. The other reason why I have so few items on my desk is that way if I ever need to bring in something, I have the room to do so. For instance, I will often pull out a score to actually analyze it, look at it in more detail. Or probably the most prominent thing for making all these videos is it allows me to really quickly and easily pull up a microphone. So just grab a couple of books from my bookshelf and put the microphone on top, and that gets it quite ergonomic where the microphone's at exactly my head height. So as you can see, nothing terribly fancy, but it's all quite simple and minimal, and I kind of like just the idea of it, because that means anyone can have a really efficient workflow. You don't need all the fancy technology and gear. Now occasionally I will use the Jetstream that I've been talking about, the Stream Deck tool we've been working on. And when I do, I just pull it out with my phone and then use it right there on that side. However, I don't often actually pull out the actual profile and use it as it's intended. So when I'm actually working on my computer, I usually have my left hand doing a bunch of keyboard shortcuts and my right hand switching between the mouse and other keys on the other side. That way it's very ergonomic, the setup is. And with most of the keyboard shortcuts being on one side and most of them being able to be triggered by one hand, it makes it that way the one hand can never move and I can move just that much faster in Finale. Because every time you have to move your hand either to the right or to the left, it just makes your entire process slower because your hand physically has to move. That's why I don't have an external keyboard to input notes in with Finale, because it's actually just faster to use the mouse and the keys than it is to move your hand all the way to an external keyboard and just start cranking down on keys. To be honest, working with a camera between you and your computer is incredibly awkward. I could not think straight while recording this bit, especially since I didn't actually see my real computer screen. I was looking through the camera. So that's my setup. Hopefully it gives you an idea of what I like to look for in a workflow outside of the actual Finale environment, which could also give you an idea of what I look at inside of Finale. I like things to be as simple and as flexible as possible, and make things that way there are as few distractions as possible. Complicated to use will almost always slow you down. The more complicated a setup is, usually means that it feels faster mentally because you're doing more things, but ultimately on the screen it's slower. But I could be wrong, and everyone is different. So in the comments, feel free to share what your current setup is. It'd be really interesting to see how everyone thinks about it, because everyone has a slightly different rationale. So maybe we can all learn from each other's setups. As always, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button so I know you want more content just like this. Each week I post new videos about how to use Finale to its fullest, so if you don't want to miss out on any of those videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified as soon as a new video comes out.